Guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. 15 years ago, this past Monday, which would have been 3 days ago, this is Wednesday evening as I record this video, the remains of 2-year-old Caylee Anthony were found not far from her family's home in Orlando. Now, this is a case that I followed extremely close as I live in Orlando, and I remember this case vividly to this day. And it's heartbreaking that, in my opinion, Caylee has never gotten the justice that she deserves. On July 15th, 2008, Caylee Anthony was reported missing in a 911 call made by her grandmother, Cindy Anthony, who told the operator that she had not seen Caylee in 31 days. She told authorities that her daughter Caylee Anthony had told her that the babysitter had taken Caylee. So I'm going to play that 911 call as it was played in the courtroom during Caylee Anthony's trial.
911, what's your emergency? I called a little bit ago. The deputy sheriff saying I found out my granddaughter has been taken. She has been missing for a month. Her mother finally admitted that she's been missing. Okay, what is here now? Okay, what is the address that you're calling from? 4937 Hope Spring Drive. We're talking about a 3-year-old little girl. 4937 what? Hope Spring, HOPESPRING Drive, Orlando. My daughter finally admitted that the baby's in the store. I need to find her. Your daughter admitted that the baby is where? The babysitter took her a month ago that my daughter's been looking for. I told you my daughter was missing for a month. I just found her today, but I can't find my granddaughter. She just admitted to me that she's been trying to find her herself. There's something wrong. I found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car. Okay, what is the 3-year-old's name? Caylee, Caylee Anthony. Caylee Anthony? Yes. Okay, is she white, black, or Hispanic? She's white. How long has she been missing for? I have not seen her since the 7th of June. What is her date of birth? 8/9/2000. Oh God, she's 3. She's 2005. George Caylee's missing. Caylee's missing. Casey says Danny took her a month ago. She's been missing for a month. Okay, I understand. Can you calm down for me for just a minute? And I need to know what's going on, okay? I'm gonna try and talk. Is your daughter there? I'm on the phone with them. Is your daughter there? Yes. Can I speak with her? Do you mind if I speak with her? Thank you. I called them 2 hours ago. They haven't gotten here. Can you see? Finally admitted to Danny took her a month ago. It's just trying to find her. Ma'am. Okay, Danny's here to talk. They want to talk to you.
This call is still heartbreaking to me, and I'm going to play the rest of it when Casey gets on the phone because her attitude just pisses me off every single time. 15 years still pisses me off. And look at Cindy breaking down on the stand. The fact that Casey, to this day, blames her father for the death of her child, it just makes me livid. It really does. What she's put her parents through is disgusting.
Hello? Hello? Yes. Hi. Well, can you tell me what's going on a little bit? I'm sorry? Can you tell me a little bit what's going on? My daughter's been missing for the last 31 days. And you know who has her? I know who has her. I've tried to contact her. I actually received a phone call today, now from a number that is no longer in service. I did get to speak to my daughter for about a minute. Okay, did you guys call and report a vehicle stolen? Yes, my mom did. Okay, so there's been a vehicle stolen too? No, this was my vehicle. What vehicle was stolen? It's a 98 Pontiac Sunfire. Okay, I have deputies on the way to you right now for that. But now your 3-year-old daughter's missing. Caylee Anthony. Yes. White female. Anthony. Yes, white female. 3 years old, 8/9/2005 is her date of birth? Yes. And you last saw her a month ago? 31 days. From 31 days. Who has her? Do you have a name? Her name is Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez. Who is that? Babysitter? She's been my nanny for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. Why are you calling now? Why didn't you call 31 days ago? I've been looking for her and have gone through other resources to try to find her, which was stupid. Okay. Can you give me the name of the nanny again? Like, spell it out for me? Zenaida, Zenaida. Last name? Fernandez. Hyphen Gonzalez. I think the officers are here. The officers are there? Yes. Okay, hold on a second. Don't hang up with me yet. I need you. Okay.
You notice again, Cindy's about to break down more than Casey ever did. It makes me sick. It still does. I remember hearing about Caylee being missing. I followed this case. I remember being devastated when they announced that they found remains. But for those that don't know the case well, which I think most of you probably do, but I'm going to go over some more of the facts here. Well, some more of the overview of the case. The next day, this would have been after this call, Casey was arrested for child neglect and told police that Caylee had been with her babysitter, Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez, and that they both had vanished. So this was her story to law enforcement. Now, Casey's tales to the investigators was seemingly never ending. She always seemed to have an answer. She always seemed to have some sort of lie. She just always had some answer to every possible thing that they threw at her. She was basically full of it, but she was an expert liar, in my opinion. She led them to a supposed apartment complex where Zanny, the nanny, lived. I remember them knocking on doors and they couldn't find her there. She also told detectives that she worked at Universal Studios. She even walked on property with them, acting as if she belonged there, nonchalantly, just walking right in. No, I work here, yada, yada, yada. And once they got into the office area, she would eventually break down and confess that, crap, I actually don't work here. And that's where they went into a room and they had an interview with her there, trying to get some more truths out of her, which was really hard because, again, Casey was full of lies. Now, the lies about the nanny would bring a real Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez into the picture. This woman had no ties or anything to do with Casey or Caylee or the family. This was a complete stranger whose life got completely turned upside down because of Caylee Anthony's lies. And of course, she later sued Casey for defamation. Police also inspected Casey's car due to obviously the phone call as well on the 911 call, how Cindy said it smelled like there was a damn dead body in the car. Air sampling tests were conducted, and they indicated that a dead body was in the trunk, and they also had dogs check it. And there was a lot of issues with that in court. Prosecution's theory was that she chloroformed or somehow was trying to knock out Caylee to go out partying, because all kinds of pictures of her partying, going to bars, doing these topless parties came out. It was as if Casey wanted to be a young adult without a child. So Casey was eventually indicted with 7 criminal charges, one of which was capital murder in the death of Caylee. On November 11th, 2008, the remains of the 2-year-old were found by a meter reader in a wooded area that was not far from the Anthony home, and which was basically across the street from a school. Unfortunately, on July 5th, 2011, Caylee Anthony was found not guilty by a jury of her peers as far as the murder of her daughter. The case was one of the most highly profile criminal trials in recent history. It was big. Like I said, most of you have heard about this, especially if you've been following the news for the past 15 years. The verdict was met with widespread outrage, and that's putting it mildly. Many people expressed their disbelief that Casey could be found not guilty of murder. And I was one of those. I'm still outraged to this day. I don't care if she did try to put her daughter to take a nap and she overdosed her. That baby, this baby right here, this sweet child, was found wrapped up, duct tape over her mouth. That's not by accident. And the defense's theory, Jose Baez and his team, and now Casey has seemed to come aboard this disgusting train as well, is that Casey's father, Caylee's grandfather, found Caylee. She had drowned in the family swimming pool. And then they covered it up, blaming Casey for this entire situation. And what's even more disturbing is that Casey alleges that her father and her brother S8'd her. So the lies and deception and BS that come out of Caylee Anthony's mouth never ended during this entire missing child case throughout the trial. And it doesn't end to this day. Because Casey seems to be now living her quote-unquote best life. And she still believes in her own sick mind that she had nothing to do with the death of her daughter. And that she blames it all on her father. Yeah. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. And her father tried to take his own life because of this whole entire thing. She has destroyed many lives. Not only did she take the life of her daughter, whether it was an accident or not, at this point, to me, it doesn't matter. She hid her and she lied, and the truth is so far buried underneath her lies that I don't think we're ever going to know. Just remember, it comes out in this documentary, Casey's going to tell the truth. Yeah, Casey's never going to tell the truth. No, hell would have to freeze over for her to tell the truth. It'll never happen. All we can do is remember this young girl who would have been in high school now. She would have been enjoying her high school years. But her mother decided her life was much more important than that of her daughter. From what I understand, Casey has no relationship with pretty much her whole family. I guess she's kind of made her own family. Whatever that may be. One of the attorneys, she was living with him and his family for quite some time, and hearing that she no longer lives with them. But again, her defense team, highly supportive of her all the way and up until this day. And this case also made Jose Baez's career. He sure took off as a defense attorney after this one. And all sorts of things have come out of it that are good for him. And another notable piece of, I don't know if I want to say trivia, but a tidbit is that Law and Order SVU did do an episode. It actually had Haley Duff in it based upon this case. They changed some of the details, obviously, and things were turned around so as, obviously not to probably get sued and what have you. But bottom line is, in my opinion, justice was never served for Caylee. And it seems that the only thing that she has going on is that she's still one of the world's, at least this country's, most hated people to this day. And I guess the ultimate justice is going to be when she reaches the pearly gates. 'Cause you can't lie yourself through that one. Yeah. So, I'm remembering Caylee right now. This beautiful, beautiful girl who we can only imagine what kind of life she would have had. And it was taken far too early. But if you remember this case and following this case, let me know in the comments. Again, I'm in Florida and I'm in Orlando, so this was huge. And I followed the case. I listened to the trial every day. And I was glued to it. And I was devastated by the not guilty verdict. It's awful. But alright guys, that's all I've got for this one. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.